What a night. This morning, NBC News projects Donald Trump, the president-elect of the United States.
At this hour, Trump has 278 electoral votes to Hillary Clinton's 218. And he told the crowd at his election night headquarters in New York that he had received a call from Hillary Clinton conceding the election. And according to Kellyanne Conway, President Obama has called as well.
Going into Election Day, he had a narrow path to victory, and he threaded the needle with wins in must-have states like North Carolina, Florida, Ohio, Pennsylvania, even Wisconsin. At this hour, Arizona, New Hampshire, Minnesota, and Michigan have yet to be called.
It was a historic wave, unlike anything we've seen since Ronald Reagan's Republican Revolution in 1980. This is now Donald Trump's revolution. And it's just as shocking to the elites and the political class in 2016 as it was when Reagan was swept into office 36 years ago.
And how the night unfolded was just as head-spinning as was the final result. After the national polls showed Hillary Clinton with leads, including a 71.4% chance of victory from 538, there was still the matter of voting. As Joe tweeted yesterday afternoon, people want to know how the election is going. Here's what I know. Nobody knows anything. We actually have to wait until the people vote.
Some thought the early exit polling was pointing to a big Clinton win. It was really similar to what analysts thought about John Kerry in 2004. But last night at 5:30, most of the people that saw the exit polls thought that she would win 5 of the 6 battleground states. And most experts predicted Florida to be safe in the Clinton column. But at 7 p.m., as the results began to trickle in, it became apparent that Florida eventually would become the first domino to fall for Trump.
This thing's really going to start moving fast coming up at 7 o'clock Eastern time.
We are about to get our first detail on literally within the next 30 seconds.
The state of Florida we have as too close to call. We had North Carolina too early. We're now in too close.
And there was silence from the Clinton campaign until 8:55 p.m. when they put out a picture from months ago of Hillary Clinton hugging a young girl on the campaign trail, writing, quote, "This team has so much to be proud of. Whatever happens tonight, thank you for everything."
But then more announcements in reliably blue states that chilled Clinton supporters.
Michigan, too close to call. Wisconsin, too early to call.
There's been a pretty dramatic shift in the conversation that's going on with the people that I have been talking to all night. There are a lot of Democrats who are nervous about what's happening, particularly in the exurbs of Florida. They're seeing such high vote rates for Trump that they're starting to wonder, what does that mean for Pennsylvania? What does that mean for Michigan?
Nobody predicted
about
this.
tonight.
It worries me about Michigan. We're getting to the point here. Yeah, several passed to 270, but we're getting to the point where some of them are getting cut off.
In the state of Iowa, our call for right now is too close to call. In the state of Nevada, our call for this hour is too close to call. The too close to call states: Florida of the battlegrounds, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Georgia, Michigan, all of these too close to call. North Carolina.
A silence began to set in among those who expected a Clinton win. The New York Times headline announced, as race tightened, news anchors seemed as stunned as anyone, and you could hear some anchors audibly sighing on the air in disbelief or maybe even disdain. Then big states began falling.
We have a major call. It is Ohio. Donald Trump, the projected winner. We have a projection. Donald Trump is being awarded North Carolina.
Whoa.
The apparent winner, Donald Trump. In the state of Florida, 29 electoral votes. Utah, Trump. 6 electoral votes. The projected winner in Utah. Here we go. 222, 209. They're up with another one. Trump wins Iowa. Georgia, one of the earliest to close, one of the latest to be called. Donald Trump, the projected victor there.
Confidence in the polls and Clinton's inevitability and how so many had read the American electorate came crashing down. At 11:49 p.m., Republican strategist Mike Murphy tweeted, "I believed in data for 30 years in politics, and data died tonight. I could not have been more wrong about this election."
And then the faces, the ashen faces filled Clinton headquarters at midnight beneath a glass ceiling in Manhattan near the Hudson River. I guess a supposedly symbolic glass ceiling where they had once scheduled fireworks, the spectacle replaced by people leaving in tears. A short distance away at the Hilton Hotel in Midtown, the Trump victory party began to transform into a celebration as the math moved against Hillary Clinton.
Pennsylvania, Steve.
Yeah, this is a state, I think the last time I talked about this, Hillary Clinton had a lead. Seems like a long time ago. Trump is now sitting on an advantage in Wisconsin that is approaching 100,000 votes. Big development in Pennsylvania. Donald Trump's lead here just jumped up in the last minute. He now leads Hillary Clinton in Pennsylvania. Look at this, by 26,000 votes. Remember, we said this has been the white whale for Republicans since 1988. It really seems like for Hillary Clinton, if there's any kind of a path here, it's some sort of Rust Belt miracle. Down in PA, down in Michigan, down in Wisconsin, somehow with very few votes left, got to win all three of them.
At Clinton headquarters, campaign chairman John Podesta came out to address supporters and told them to go home, that they wouldn't be hearing from the Democratic nominee that night. 40 minutes later, the bulletin became official.
Secretary Clinton has conceded to Donald Trump. This concession took place in a phone call. We are awaiting Donald Trump taking the stage here. That is the news at this hour.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business. Complicated.
And we expect to hear from Secretary Clinton today. So here we are.